everybody. Christine, I didn't forget you. I'm so sorry this has taken such a while. I got so carried away with the memory books, the hexagon memory books and the boxes, that I was in crafty heaven. so I did promise I would get this out. I'm actually working on another light up frame, because I'm doing it's going to be a wall mirror, a light up wall mirror for my craft room. But I ordered A4 acetate and I actually needed A3 acetate, so I'm waiting for that to arrive. So I thought I would do this, but I was going to do a little bit more of a lengthy one on the frames, because I know Christine asked me about how do you make the frames longer. So how do you get, and I think this was the one you were using, the Gilded Tranquility die set. I know Tonic did, I mean, I've got all the frames here. Tonic did lots of different frames, and I generally, to be honest with you, I have to admit, I haven't used, although I have them, I haven't used the two newer dies, the Cool Whining Set and the Gilded Tranquility. I haven't actually used those myself yet. My two main go-tos, I have to say, have really been the tailored frames, the hexagon ones, and the shallow bay, which is what I'm going to be using on the wall feature, but I'm not elongating the sides. But funny enough, actually, while I'm here, I did elongate the sides of the other one, because it's a bit battered actually, but I had this in my craft room. It was if you've been, you know, buying the craft kits, then you'll know this was the box, and I had this in my craft room where my craft kits are. Where are we? Where my craft kits are. I had that over my craft kits, but you can see I've elongated the frame, so I've made them, ooh, where are we? There we go, that's better. I've made them a lot longer than what they actually are, because the shallow bay ones obviously only come up to about there, and I've made them longer. I am going to say this though before I do this, and I was aware of it before I started. Now, I have done this lots and lots of times. I'm confident. My Tonic, I was fortunate enough to get my Tonic die cutting machine second hand for a very, very, very reasonable price off of a lovely man in Whitstable who was sort of giving it up type thing. So I am, you know, what I'm saying is you probably have warranties on your tangerines. So just check, please check and make sure that you're not going to do in your warranty if you're doing this, because we're using the dies, we're coming off of the plates with the dies. So just to be aware, it may affect your warranty, and I don't want to tell everybody, oh, do this, and then it's going to affect warranties. So if it turns out that it does, then please don't do it. But I have done it many, 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 many times, and I've never had an issue. But like I say, my machine was, my lovely tangerine was a second-hand product, so I don't have a warranty on it anyway, and like I say, I'm pretty confident. So do check your warranties with your die and your machine first, because like I say, you may do, I don't want you to do your warranties in, but this is the way I make my frames longer. Now, before I show you, you can, if you cut down to the actual size, where's the actual size ones, which are here? I think they're the actual, let me just double check. Yes, that's the actual size. This is for the tailored frames. This is the tailored frames one. Let's bring that down. That's the size you get. Now, you could, before you stick them down, can you see, pop one, I'll just show you, it does work. Just cut your tab off, pop one into the other, stick one into the other, and that, so I can't even get that on camera, it's so long, but that will make your frame longer. And you could always just put, if you wanted to cover this up, you could put a strip of paper across. So that is possible to do it that way. by just sticking. You really do have to. You're not going to be able to stick it right into it, otherwise it's not going to close. But you will be able to cut the tab off and stick it like that. Can you see? You'll be able to stick it like that. And if you're worried about this, you can just cut a real thin strip of paper, and you could pop that round the edges, on all 4 edges, and it actually might make a really nice feature of the frame. So that is that's the simplest way to do it. But I'm going to show you how to do it the way I do it. But again, and I'm going to stress, do make sure that this is not going to do your warranty in, because these are a real considered purchase. They really are from Tonic. They're a very considered purchase. I tell you what, I know that I'm always going on about Tonic. It's just that, and you know, I'm not selling the products or anything like that. You know, I'm a crafter. I'm actually a real big Tonic fan. So I've been using their products for years and years and years and years. And I have to say, I've had lots of manual die cutting machines in my time, but I really do have to say this is a good machine. I mean, it's a heavy machine, but you can feel the difference between this machine. I mean, I've had Spellbinders. Was it the Grand Caliber? What's the other one? I have got another Spellbinders there. I always used to buy Spellbinders ones, and I'm sorry, Spellbinders, I don't think they do them anymore actually, I'm not sure, but they don't last. They really don't last. I've had about 3 of those over the past 8 years. I've had 3 of them, and they've all snuffed it. In fact, one of them snuffed it. I was using my memory book set, and I was running a die through the machine, and it snuffed it, and my die got stuck into the Spellbinders one. I was so gutted. I had to buy another memory book set. So yes, so be aware. So I'm saying that as a disclaimer. Just be careful. Don't do your warranties in. It's not worth it for elongating a frame. Really, go with this idea, and I'm sure that's probably what Tonic would advise. I don't know, I can't speak for them, but I'm sure they would advise, if you want to make them longer, do it that way. Pop one into the other and use your little strip. I mean, like I say, I actually quite like that. I'm not going to lie. I've not done it that way before, but it's quite pretty actually. You can't, you know what? You can't really see it. It doesn't affect it. I understand what you're saying. You want the frame to look like a real frame. I understand what you're saying, but it actually is quite a pretty feature. I like it. You know, I haven't had to frame a picture big enough to, you know, big enough to do that. Maybe one day I will, but it does look quite pretty. And like I say, don't stick it all the way in. Just use your wet glue, stick it down, and I really don't think, if you really sort of manipulate that, it's not going to have an effect. So really, that's probably the first protocol. Right, so let's get a move on with this. By the way, you know what? They do instructions in these. Where is it? Look at that. They do instructions. I knew that they'd done instructions in some of them, but I didn't realise they had them in here. Isn't that good? Right, so I'm going to use the one that you have been using, Christine, which is, I'll take these ones away, this one, and we're going to give it a go. And like I say, not like me to do things off the cuff. I haven't done this for quite a while, but we're going to use the one that I'm sure this is the one that you said to me you were using. So I'm going to try and use the one that you were using. Right, okay, so we've cut our A3 piece of card, okay? So what you're going to do, let me just think which way. Right, what you're going to do is you're going to pop right at the top, okay? You're going to pop your die right at the top, okay? Now, like I say, I haven't done this for a very long while. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run this through the machine, okay? It's not going to, no, we're fine. But we're not going to run it all the way through. And you really need to be careful because you need to make sure it's not going to cut down there, right? So we're going to go about halfway. You can feel a little bit of a pull. That's once you feel it tighten up towards the middle, that's when you want to reverse it. That's when you want to reverse your die, okay? So what you get left with, and I hope this is okay, is you get left with the top. In fact, we probably could have run that down a little bit further, but you'll get the idea. And as you do it a few more times, you'll think, oh yes, that's right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, let's just, oh, see what you mean. Oh no, we have. So what you do, okay, is you push it in. I could have taken this down a bit further. I could have, if you could probably get it down to about the middle. Okay, so you probably could have gone a little bit more. I took it away a little bit too soon from the pull. But you get the idea, and all you're going to do is you're going to slot this, and you will feel it slot in. You will feel that slot back into its original cut. Okay, then you're going to make sure that you place this down with your tape because you do not want that moving, right? Then you're going to turn it around, and like I say, I've not done this for a while, so silly me could have taken that a lot further in. But then you're going to go along this side, and I can take that a lot further now, right? I can see that moving, and then I bring it back. Do you see? So it's not difficult. Now, you sometimes get a bit where it doesn't meet. You do sometimes get a bit where it's not going to meet. You will get the idea. Do you see what I mean? So it's not going to meet. So you get that. You get the idea. I actually haven't done it that long. So when you put the first cut through, edge it a bit more down. You just don't want it cutting down here the first time. I could have actually got that all the way down to the end. I could have. But you don't want to cut too down, so you cut the end. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then all you do, as you do it more and more, you will understand. You will, and you get to know your machines. So all you do is you cut down those last bits, those last tiny little edges, okay? So like I say, I could have brought that right the way down. When I put it first through, I could have come up a lot more. But there is a pinch, you will feel it, and you don't want to take it too down so it cuts down. But like I say, you're going to get used to doing it. I haven't done this for ages, so I should have really done it first. But it will fold. Even though you haven't got that in the middle, it will fold. Do you see what I mean? Even though you get that, you know, you get that bit section that's not cut. Do you understand? It will fold because you've got all of those, because you do, can I show you? You do get that section in the middle, and you're thinking, oh no, it's not, but it will fold. You know, you can just go down all the edges. You go to the edges on one side and go to the top of the edge on the other side. Then just run your finger along, and it will find itself. It will find that line itself. But the key to it is, so I'm trying to do this on camera, is to pinch down the bottom and then pinch down the other edge. And I promise you that will start folding into each other. So I know I've not done too well with the elongating of it, and I could have got to the A3. I've never tried it any bigger than that, but that is how you make them longer. So if you want to get, you know, the longer edge, that's how I did it. But like I say, I haven't done that for quite a long time, So I could have done much better with my first cut. Shall I try it again and see if we can get a longer cut? Because I think I was a bit too soon. I think I just, let me get some more paper, Christine. I think I just took it off at that little bit too soon. So let me just find a sheet of paper, another sheet, and let's just try it again. Because I promise you, it does work, and it will work with all of them. Obviously, you're not going to do it with the hexagons. Although, do you know what? Do you know what? Ooh, what an idea. I wonder, just thinking about it, let's get those off. If you could elongate the hexagon. Oh, ooh, ideas flowing now. Do you know what? Might have to try that. I wonder if I could do that. Oh, wouldn't that be good? Now that, what an idea. You see, it's not until, you know, I'm glad, because I do love the Tonic website. You know, it's the Tonic official Facebook, and there's so many people on there, and when you're posting makes and stuff, I mean, even yesterday I was talking to a lovely girl called Shona, and we were talking, actually let's put that the right way, we were talking about a light up box, a hexagon box, and I know I said I'd finished that, but I'm going to revisit it. I might do it the weekend. We were talking about a memory book, but you know, the memory book boxes that we just did, the hexagon ones, but we were saying about having it lit up so that your memory books have got a light up box, and there is a way of doing it, and I'm going to play about with that the weekend, so you might just do one more. Right, let's see if we can do better. So again, this part facing the top, very important, and then let's see if we can do better. So let's see, you can feel where it is. So before, I felt a pinch about there. That's where I could feel that pinch. So I'm just so concerned, because you don't want to get a mark at the bottom. Do you understand? You don't want it to pinch. You don't want this part cut. You only want the top. So I'll tell you how far I can feel that pinch. Now, this is where you've really got to think, right, is it cutting it? And I'm just looking, and no, it's not cutting it. Okay, I think we've gone in a bit more, haven't we, than before. And you can actually see, and what I'm doing is I'm looking down here. I'm looking down between the plates. That's where I'm looking, and I'm looking and thinking, no, it's not, the impression's not cut. It's not pushed down yet. No, I think we've still got some pull on it, but not too much. We've still got some. Right, I think we've taken that a little bit further without cutting the bottom part. So fingers crossed. So I think we've got a little bit further down this time. And the moment of truth, like I say, I do things off the cuff. Right, we've got a little bit further down. Do you see that? We have got much further down. So look between your plates and you'll see if this edge starts pulling down. Okay, so again, yes, we've definitely got a bit further down. Maybe I could have even gone down. You will, I promise you, once you start, you see, what you need to do, you will feel it click in. You are going to feel that click in so that you can't move it. Do you see what I mean? Now there is another way of doing it so you definitely don't get it cut, right? And that is doing it this way, and that's just really, you really have to get this in. It has to be straight in. I'm confident. I'm just seeing if we can get that any further down. We're just bringing it. Come on. You've got to make sure that is straight. Do you understand what I'm saying? So just making sure that that is meeting that line, and you can feel that click in. So we've got it a bit more further down now. So let's see if this one works. Do you understand? You will, let's just pop this on here. You will get used to this. So you can do it this way, where you're leaving a little bit out. Like I say, be careful. You may, this may, I don't want to fudge your disclaimer, but let's see how we can get there. So you're not going to cut the top because it's out. Do you understand? Oh, you can't see that. When it comes back, you can, oh, there we go. You're not going to cut the top. Do you see what I mean? You're not going to cut that top there. You've got no worries about that because it's out of the plates. So do it carefully. Do it carefully. And let's now see if this has now worked. Like I say, it's not like me to do anything off the cuff, is it? Do we worry about where there are tutorials? No, we don't. Right. Yes. Now. Even longer. Right. You could, I can just see, you could have probably got maybe another, we're looking at that, maybe another inch in. Right. But that is a nice lengthy one. The more, like I say, the more and more you do this, it's getting to know your machine. That's the key, is getting to know your machine, you know, getting personal with it, because that's, you know, the beauty with freehand machines, you can do so much more with them, can't you, than electronics. I do have the, what's the Gemini, I do have that, and I tend to use that for heavy, hard dies. So sometimes, you know, these dies are quite, when you're having to do lots and lots, if you're doing wall features, it is a workout. You know, you feel like you want to put your workout video on, you know, and start working out, because it's a workout. So I sometimes use those. Right, again, it will work, you see. So you pinch down at the bottom, at the top, and at the other end first. So where the lines have all met, you pinch down on those first, and then the line will just follow through. It will follow itself through. Do you see? So yes, you do get that gap, but it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. It is not going to make any difference to it. You know, you're still going to have a, you know, once you put your lines in, there's still going to be a line there. Just having a look. Why have we got that at the side? I'm just wondering, why have we got this? Oh, that is it, isn't it? Yes, we've got the tab there. Sorry, I've got a bit thrown there. But yes, it's easy. Do you see what I mean? So I hope that helps, Christine. I'm sorry it took me so long to do it. I was going to do like a whole thing on, you know, the frames, because I don't know, some people do struggle with them, but they're really not that, honestly, they're not that, I don't find them difficult. Right at the beginning, when I was doing them, yes, of course, I did all the normal mistakes that everybody makes, and you don't use wet glue for the tabs, you stick them around the wrong way, and then you have to do two more. I've done all those mistakes. You know, I'm a great believer in making mistakes, because I think it's the only way you learn. It really is. Mistakes are good things because they teach you. So that's why I like to keep things in. I don't like, you know, okay, it's great to have a perfect tutorial and everybody wants to follow a perfect tutorial, but we're all human and everyone makes mistakes, and it happens, and it's reality, and you know, you learn from it. But do you see, it's not going to make any, shall I fold them all for you so you can just see, it's not going to have any effect on the end finished product. It really isn't. But do it nice and slowly. Maybe get some real cheap, you can get really cheap A3 pads of paper, even in the, you know, I think like the kids section in, you know, one of the there's a few shops, you know, the one that rhymes with Grange, that they have some cheap A3. Just get yourself some cheap ones. This is just a cheap card. This is exactly what this is. It's cheap A3 card from, I think, the children's section. And it's good to work with that first, because like I say, you can practice with it. So I just want to show you, just to give you the end result. I'm just folding down all these lines. Oh, I've gone and done what I said I don't do. Pinch, make sure you're pinching. This is important. Pinch at the ends that are, the way you've got the, the embossing on the lines, and then you can't go wrong. Now, I can't remember, is this one, actually, it's that way, isn't it? I haven't done one of these before, so I'm guessing that tab must go this way. Is that right? And then this is pinched up, is it? I have no idea how this works. Right. So that goes this way, does it? Does this fold on the lines? Maybe this one folds this way. Nikki, read your instructions. Read. Yes, it does. So it goes something like that. That's right. So there we go. So can you see it doesn't affect it, but you get a much longer one. Now I haven't cut an original. I haven't actually cut an original, but you can see even there, this is longer than the original. I mean, it must be an inch longer because we've got that here. So that's even an inch longer than the original, this yellow one. And then that's the second one we did. So that's got to be maybe a couple of inches. Yeah. It's got to be a couple of inches longer, do you see? But it's not going to affect your, you're not, there's no, it's there, you can see it. There's no, let's show you, there's no effect to it whatsoever. You see? So all I would say is take your time. When I first tried this, it took me a good 4 or 5 goes. To get to to understand how the process of what I'm doing and what I'm not cutting. So take your time with it. Here you go, look, you've got some lovely strips left over as well. If you were going to put, this is what I mean. I'll just go back to this really quickly, and then I think that should hopefully help you. But it will come to you, it really will. Where's these? Do you see what I mean? You could, obviously you're not going to use a red strip, but if you couldn't do it that way and you didn't want to, you're worried about your machines, like I say, I don't know, please check with the warranty. Please check if that's going to affect it, because don't do it if it is going to affect it and you're worried. But do you see what I mean? If you're worried, you're not going to put a red strip. Do you know what I mean? But it's just, I'm just literally doing this very quickly off the cuff. But you could put, when you're doing it, you could put a strip. Oh, Nikki, what are you doing? You get the picture. You're not going to do it wonky, but you take your time, and you could just put a strip over it if you were worried about that line. You didn't want to cut it this way, and maybe, they say, no, it's going to affect it, so don't do it. Then do it that way. And, you can use a yellow strip if you want to just cover it. And it might make a really nice feature. So personally, I think both ways are really good. But do check. I keep saying it. I'm saying it all the way through. Please do check with Tonic, please, and make sure, because you don't want to be doing in your warranties, not on these lovely machines. Like I say, I have done this so many times, and I'm used to my machine. I know machines inside out. Been using them for, I would say, best part of 10 years. I've been using these, and I've had lots, as probably you all have. So I know the way they work. I'm very confident with my machines. I do things like this. So like I say, just be aware. Make sure that it's safe to go ahead and do it first, and then if not, do it the first way and slot one into the other. But yes, Christine, I really hope that helps, my lovely. That's how I do it. And just take your time, do it really slowly, get to know your machine, get to know the pressure, when you're going, when you're taking your machine, your dies through the machine, get to know the pressure of it. You know where your machine's cut. I do have to say, this is, it is a really substantial machine. It's a very, very, I would say for manuals, by far, of every single one I've had, and I'd like to say I've just reeled off all the ones I do have and have had. This is definitely, it's just, I can't explain it. The glide through it is just so smooth. That's the word I do. It's really smooth. Like certainly with the other one, the spellbinders. Like I say, bless you, spellbinders. I've used your. I did use spellbinders machines for years. So I can't knock them. They've done me proud, but I just had to buy so many of them, because they just get stuck. They just don't work anymore. But this has just got it. You can feel the glide. There's just a difference, and the glide through this is smooth. It's soft. So get to know your machines. That's what I would say. Really, really, as you use them, you'll get to know them. Do check with Tonic that it's okay to do this. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. Do not go ahead and do this if it is going to affect your warranty. Please do not do it if it's going to affect your warranty. Like I say, my machine was secondhand. I've been doing this for years and years and years. So I'm very confident. I've done it. Mine's a second-hand machine. I don't have a warranty. Do you understand what I'm saying? So be aware. But Christine, I hope that helps. That's how I elongate my frames without having to put them in the centre. Now, I'm going to, is it Shona? Oh, bless you, darling. I was speaking to Shona yesterday. I think I told you. We're going to, I know, I told you, didn't I? I said, I'm not going to do anymore. I've covered everything to do with hexagon boxes. But you're going to be like, oh my gosh, she's not on this again, is she? She's not going on about these hexagon boxes again. Well, yeah, I am, because Shona really, she said to me yesterday, she was, she had lots of ideas sort of flowing through her head about using different tonic panels for the sides. And I looked yesterday at the Sweet Nothings, if you have them, the index dies, if you have the real vintage Christmas ones with the panels which were balloon weights, all of those are going to fit, not this size. Oh, just dropped on the die cuts over the floor. All of those are going to fit. Let's move that one. All of those are going to fit on here. And I'm going to do it for you, Shona. I promise. I'm going to do it this weekend. We're going to do a light up one, so you can still fit your memory book in the box, but have it all lit up around the outside. So we're gonna do that, and I promise it will be the last tutorial, she says, on hexagon memory book boxes. But like I say, when this is the thing, I'm going to stop rabbiting now, but when you get talking to all the lovely, the people that are on the Tonic, official group, Facebook group, they're so lovely, and you do bounce, like that's I get enjoyment out of that. You bounce ideas off of each other, and sometimes you can post something and somebody else will see something that you don't. And then you will talk to them and say, oh, well, wouldn't it be good for this? And then it sets your creative mind flowing with ideas. So yes, Shona, I'm going to do that for you, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to drive everyone mad again with the hexagon boxes, and we're going to do a light up one. So thank you for watching, and Christine, my darling, I hope that helps. And one more time, I've said it a million, please check with Tonic. They are your go-to. I am a fan of Tonic. I'm a fan who's been buying their products for, like I say, 10 years. So please go to Tonic. They are always your first point of call. They are. They have their Tonic official Facebook website. That's where you will go to. That's where all the professionals are, the professional designers, Jodie. You have all of them, Victoria, Jen, BB Cameron. There's so many of them. They are your professionals, and they are always your first point of call, always. I'm just a crafty, I'm just a crafty fan of Tonic, and I like getting enjoyment out of talking to all the other crafters, and getting ideas. So always make sure that they are your first point of call. Right, I'm going to go. Thank you so much, and I shall see you sometime over the weekend with a light up memory box, I hope. Take care. Thank you for watching. If you do want to hit subscribe, I have to say all this. I feel really silly saying this every time. If you do want to hit subscribe, I mean, I'm pretty sure if people are going to want to subscribe, they're going to subscribe or they're not. So I think I might even stop saying it. I'm just literally here for fun. So anyways, take care, and I will see you over the weekend. Bye.